Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana 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 Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari 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 Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Jai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jai Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Gaura Hari Jai Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radhe. Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram. Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Srinivas Govinda Srinivas Govinda Srinivas Govinda. Jaya Srinivas Govinda. Jaya Srinivas Govinda Srinivas Govinda Srinivas Govinda. Jaya Srinivas Govinda. Jaya Prahlad Narasimha Jaya Prahlad Narasimha Prahlad Narasimha. Jaya Prahlad Narasimha. Jaya Prahlad Narasimha. Jaya Prahlad Narasimha Prahlad Narasimha. Jaya Prahlad Narasimha. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. जय विश्वपाद ब्रह्मंस परिव्राजचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ISKCON founder Acharya saved the whole world. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. वृंदराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की जय. वृंददेव तुलसी महारानी की जय. संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. प्रेम से गो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासुदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada की जय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Rasesha, can you tell Akinchana to stop that for half an hour? Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 8, text number 34. Gunadikan mudam lipsed. Gunadikan mudam lipsed. Anukrosham gunadamat. Anukrosham gunadamat. Maitrim samanadan vichen. Maitrim samanadan vichen. Natapera vibhuyate. Gunadikan Gunadikat, one who is more qualified. Mudham, pleasure. Lipset, one should feel. Anukrosham, compassion. Guna adamat, one who is less qualified. Maitrim, friendship. Samanat, with an equal. Anvichet, one should desire. Na, not. Tapehe, by tribulation. Abhibhuyate, becomes affected. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate toward him. And when he meets someone equal to him, he should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world. Purport. Generally, when we find someone more qualified than ourselves, we become envious of him. When we find someone less qualified, we deride him. And when we find someone equal, we become very proud of our activities. These are the causes of all material tribulations. The great sage Narada therefore advised that a devotee should act perfectly. Instead of being envious of a more qualified man, one should be jolly to receive him. Instead of being oppressive to a less qualified man, one should be compassionate toward him, just to raise him to the proper standard. And when one meets an equal, instead of being proud of one's activities before him, one should treat him as a friend. One should also have compassion for the people in general who are suffering due to forgetfulness of Krishna. These important functions will make one happy within this material world. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat the translation. Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate toward him. And when he meets someone equal to himself, he should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world. So here Narada Rishi is advising Dhruva Maharaj of some principles of how to handle Sukha and Dukha. The previous verse, he explained that one should try to keep himself satisfied in spite of happiness or distress, which is ultimately offered by the supreme will of the all-pervading Lord. One should simply endure that, tolerate that, and conduct his life as a matter of duty and come out of this nescience, life of nescience, and get liberated. So, here in this particular verse, he continues further that every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate towards him. And when he meets someone equal to him, he should make friendship with him. In this way, he is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world. The living entity is a social being, eternally a social being. We are never single, isolated persons. Whatever or in whichever circumstances you may see, every living entity is interdependent. This reality has to be understood. One will be forced to relate with other living entities unless you lock yourself up in a room for the rest of your life. Even if you lock yourself up for the rest of your life in the room, you want Mayavadi realizations, okay. But you want full realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to go back to Godhead. It is a loka, it is a Vaikuntha loka, where so many living entities are there and you are one among them. So sometimes it becomes very difficult to logically think how can I ever be happy in Vaikuntha? Individually, if you think it's different, but if you think so many other living entities, there also a misunderstanding will come, there also something will, because okay, I want to serve Krishna, everybody wants to serve Krishna. So here also everybody wants to serve Krishna, in the ashram everybody. But still, it's so difficult to get along with everybody. So many problems come. How to deal with all these things? The whole point is, it is possible because it is the natural, it is natural characteristic of jiva to be part of many jivas, part of a world of many jivas. If we simply learn two things, how to respect everyone, as much you respect yourself, your freedom, same way you have to respect others' freedom. And as long as we develop the quality called tolerance, when our desires interfere with other jivas' desires, then there is friction. When there is friction, then one should learn how to tolerate. One should tolerate by giving and taking. Everything that I want, I may not be able to achieve. Tolerate the differences, and sometimes you will be in a position that you will be given what you want by the will of Providence. Sometimes something will be taken away from you, from what you desire, by the will of Providence. Because we are not the ultimate controllers of every moment of life, our life. So someone who does not learn how to tolerate, he becomes very disturbed. He is always thinking of an ideal situation. And according to him, ideal situation is that nobody should disturb me. The whole world should accommodate in such a way, they should not disturb me. That is ideal situation. If everybody thinks like that, if everybody in a society thinks like that, nobody should disturb. Then what happens to all the disturbance that actually comes? Nobody will be able to tolerate each other. In the spiritual world, all our desires are harmonious because there is a common center, Krishna. If there is a common center, then all desires are going towards the center. One desire does not interfere with the other desire. You put a center point, so many lines can come. Millions of desires can come. They don't cross each other. They all go to one center. So Krishna is the center of all desires in the spiritual world. In the material world, when we are devotees, just sadhakas, there are not only we desire for Prabhupada, subconsciously we have got so many forces of desires for which we are born. To fulfill that we are born. So in the process of dovetailing it in Krishna's service, there will be some self-interest. So they are not all pure. And that is something we can try to be pure in our conscious mind with all the desires, but unconsciously, subconsciously, these forces are there due to past karma. And they come and mix with our doubt in the dovetailing process. They come and mix in the dovetailing process. And because it is somewhere self-centered, it will go and interfere with some other jiva's desires. It is inevitable. Now, if it is inevitable, the solution for that is developing a greater quality called tolerance. One cannot be a spiritualist if he does not have tolerance. I cannot tolerate this because I am not getting what I want. I cannot tolerate this disturbance. I should get what I want, and then I'll be peaceful. That formula will never work, because again and again so many desires will come up, and if you insist that you want it, you can never be happy. So tolerance is a better solution. Tolerate, that means immediately you become peaceful. That's all. Okay, over. This is the truth now. Every moment in life we should accept the truth. Accept the flow of events. It's not in my control, it's in Krishna's control. As I explained, the world is moving from one point to another point by the sanction of the Lord. I may desire to change that tomorrow, but today, right now, I'll tolerate what is here and now. I will tolerate. Not only tolerate, I accept it as a will of the Lord, as the previous verse says. I'll endure it as the will of the Lord. So this quality is very much essential in the mind. The mind should be trained to accept that all my desires cannot be fulfilled. This great spiritual quality is very much required in human life. What is that? Desire and not get and be happy. What is that quality? Desire, not get and be happy. Nowadays, children are so much spoiled. The parents think that everything he desires, I should fulfill. So the child grows up with no training of this pattern of the mind, which is what? Desire, I don't get it, I have to be happy, I have to be satisfied. So this is not trained in the children. That means that circuit is not there in the most of the present population, especially they have one child or something. The parents are so, they think the success of bringing the child is to pamper the child. Whatever he asks, the parent cannot sleep. The child asks this, I cannot give this. Whereas in earlier life, it was joint family. There will be 5 children, 6 children. So there is more interference of desires. And the parents were forced to say, no, you cannot get it. If he gets, he cannot get it. He gets, he cannot get it. All this kind of. So they have become more mature in facing the reality of life. That some desire comes, it may be achieved, it may not be achieved. So this mind getting disturbed because of some desire not be fulfilled, a desire for a particular situation or not getting, is not meant for spiritualist. The spiritualist reaction is, it's okay, it's all right. I am not controlling this world. I may have this desire, it's not happening, it's okay. Doesn't mean you have to give up the desire. Tomorrow it may happen. But today I am not saying it should. I am disturbed. because I cannot fulfill that desire. That's not happening. So here in this verse, a very wonderful formula is given how to live in the society of other devotees, or even not devotees also, in a cultured human society. In a cultured human society, it's a fact that in a society, because we are all growing, every member of the society is growing, from baby to old age to death. So we meet people who are physically older, age-wise older, younger ones, equal ones. We meet in life devotees beyond age, more senior in spiritual life, equals, juniors, because it's all a growth, no? Everybody is growing, just like you see in material body grows old, being youth, old age, like that. Same way, when one practices spiritual life also, his spiritual realization grows older. And we are all following the same path. What path I have gone through, you will also have to go through. The path back to Godhead. Eventually we have to go through the path to develop full detachment from material life and attachment to Krishna. This is the path that we are taking. So in the process, in the path, some people are little forward, gone few steps ahead. Some are behind. Some are just with you. It is not some absolute discrimination, senior, junior, all these things. It's a very practical thing. Otherwise one would think, why all these things in spiritual life also, senior, junior, all these things. It required, because you know, when you recognize, as it is said, when he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate. When he meets someone equal to him, he should make friendship with him. So this is the positive instructions given of how we should be in a Vaishnava society. Of course, all these behaviors, all these interactions are based on pleasing Guru and Krishna. That goes without saying. But which is the way in which one should relate with those who are more senior, or those who are advanced, those who are spiritually more elevated, whatever may be the reason, either maybe to age or due to the extraordinary mercy of somebody, does not matter. One should never be envious of such a person who is got the mercy of the Lord. Because in the nature of the material world is that one is always envious, because everybody wants same thing, power. And if somebody has got more power than you, more money, more something better than what you don't have, you become envious. Now that nature should not continue. We are all seeking again here, just like karmis seek power. We are all seeking spiritual strength. We are all seeking spiritual realization. We are all seeking, devotion, service to the Lord. So if somebody has that and if I don't get that, the tendency is to compare and become envious. So therefore it is said that you should be pleased and not envious. You should be pleased. When you are pleased, then there is a flow of mercy from those who are having more than what you have. That will flow into you. If you are envious, then what is there also will flow out of you. These are all very important principles. How to be spiritually rich, you should know. How to be spiritually rich. By becoming envious, you become spiritually poor. So we should control this force of envy by comparison. Rather, there is a positive way. You can compare. Comparison is not wrong. But you can compare so that you determine that, yes, I can get so many things from this person. So one should be pleased with the association of that person. One should be pleased in the presence of that person. And that person also, when he sees that he is pleased with my presence, then there is a flow of nice relationship. Just like there is a very perverted application of a neophyte way of thinking, that I am there, Prabhupada is there, Krishna is there, right? Everybody else is to be utilized by me. A very neophyte consciousness. That means there is zero respect for anybody else. When you think utilizing, then zero respect for anybody else. I have respect for Prabhupada and Krishna. I don't have. Everybody is to be used as a manipulation. I want something for bhakti, so I will take some benefit. No genuine relationship. There has to be genuine relationship. As I began starting this class, saying that we are eternally a social being. Unless we become socially intelligent, unless we become socially responsible, unless we become socially sensitive. Socially sensitive means there are other people, other desires. I am part of the system. There cannot be self-realization. There cannot be self-realization in the Vaishnava process of Krishna consciousness. The Mayavadis, they say all this relationship is all bogus. Chod. Neti, headache. Aham Brahmasmi, over. But we say Aham Brahmasmi means I am Brahman, I am a person. Brahman is a person. Fulfillment of a person is when he surrenders to Krishna as a part and parcel of Krishna. When he surrenders as a part and parcel of Krishna, he understands Krishna as many parts and parcels. Not only me. It's an absolute reality that I have to respect every part and parcel of Krishna. That is my constitutional position. My constitutional position is not only to respect Krishna, but Krishna's every part and parcel. Every part of Krishna's energy. Everywhere I have to give respect. Krishna gives respect. Krishna gives respect to all of us. That's why he has put us in the material world. How can that be? We are all suffering and you say Krishna has respect. That's why, yeah. Krishna respects absolutely our free will. Just to give us free will, how is he making us suffer like this? No, Krishna is really not making you suffer. Nothing, not a scratch happens to your soul in your journey in the spiritual, into the material world. When you go back, you say, not a scratch has happened. Because this is all happening through mental concoction. This is not your body. This body may be scratched, but your spiritual body will never be scratched. You are identifying with the sukha dukkha of the material mind. The spiritual mind is sleeping. This is not the real sukha dukkha of your spiritual mind in the material world. So something that you constitutionally in the spiritual world you cannot do. What is that? Independent sense enjoyment. Independent existence. You cannot do it. And you want it. You desire that. So Krishna, without hurting you spiritually, go. I have created a material world of independent earning, independent spending. You don't need me. You don't need me. Do good karma, you enjoy, you'll enjoy. As you sow, so you reap. But that doesn't satisfy the Atma ultimately. Therefore, the Atma Vatato Brahma Jijnasa, he questions. No, this is not satisfying. Why? Because it's not constitution. Can a fish be happy outside the water? Cannot be happy. Fish wants to be outside the water. After some time, you realize, constitutionally I cannot be happy. I need water. Similarly, this independent consciousness, I cannot be happy. I can be happy only in Krishna consciousness. Can be happy only in Krishna consciousness. That is my constitutional nature. That's what I am. I means Krishna consciousness. I means Krishna happiness, happiness of Krishna. Now I means independent happiness. How much I have, how much I don't have. How much happiness I have, how much happiness I don't have. All individual measurements. All centered around misidentification that I am this body. So, not to get envious, these are all very important. And also, when we criticize, you should getting what you can. This criticizing should never be a behavior unless it is one's duty. Otherwise, the devotee does not criticize anybody. Do I have a work to do? It is falls within my duty, I will criticize. Because in the material world, criticism is very much part of the world. We are running an organization, so many differences, so many things may go wrong. We cannot close our eyes to it. Intellectually, you can bring out those things, but not emotionally. Some mistake can be dealt with intellectually and emotionally. Intellectually plus emotionally or only intellectually. Because we all need to improve. Something good for Krishna's service is let's better it. Intellectually you can discuss. But emotionally you should not become personal with somebody. Oh, and then criticize that person. Kutinati. You go on finding fault, you will see only fault in this material world. You are in the wrong place. Faultless world is in the spiritual world. Better stop fault finding, go to the spiritual world, and then you will be happy. You will not find any fault. Here, if you are looking for fault, you will always find. Spiritual world, there is no fault, therefore you won't look for fault also. Here you continuously, everywhere there is fault. One should learn how to see what is the good in everything. Especially those who are bitten by this whole bug called right and wrong. They get stuck in and, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. You don't see how many rights and how many wrongs are there. Hey, 99 rights are there, one wrong is there. He focusing on wrong, 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 wrong. Criticize, criticize, criticize. He only wounds his own mind because he justifies, oh, what I am saying is right, yeah, what I am saying is right. But how much weight you are given to it? Have you seen all the other good things about that devotee? You don't see. Because your rational mind goes on saying, what I'm doing is nothing wrong. What I'm telling is right only. I'm not telling lies. But what is happening in the meantime? Intellectually, what you're telling is right. But emotionally, what you're doing is wrong. You are developing anger towards that devotee. Anger, frustration, all these things. Once anger, frustration, all these things comes in the heart of a devotee, he cannot chant peacefully. The devotee should never harbor anger, revenge to anybody in the heart. Very difficult. For any spiritual realization to rise up in an envious heart, in an angry heart, it cannot rise up. You are choking your own course of realization. One may be justified, but that is not enough. Justified something right and wrong, because material world is full of mistakes. Life is short. We should see what good we can make out of everything, and we should move forward. So the criticizing, unnecessarily criticizing, becomes a habit. We should be very careful. In fact, authorities also, who have the responsibility for criticizing, is a very dangerous job. Because slowly you criticize, find fault with those who are under you, and then you get rasa out of it. Then you are also bitten by the bug. Instead of dutifully correcting the devotee, instead of dutifully helping the devotee, you start enjoying finding fault with him, finding fault with him, finding fault with him. Srila Prabhupada has taught us how this exemplary behavior to encourage devotees while finding fault also. If you are authority, he was Acharya, yet whenever Prabhupada, you read all Prabhupada's letters, whenever he wanted to correct the devotees, first he is to appreciate what is the good in them. I'm very happy, you are working very hard, blah, blah, all the thing he'll write. Then you'll write, I heard you have a problem with this devotee. This is not very good. Then you'll give one masala there. Chastisement is spiritual masala, special taste that the devotee gets. Because by chastisement, one quickly advances. What would have taken 10 years, one heavy chastisement means like that. He accepts that, then there is quick transformation. Quick transformation. You become a very fast learner. So if you know how to control our mind, interestingly Prabhupada says, the important functions will make one happy within this material world. In the material world, you cannot be happy. Right? Here what Prabhupada is saying, that maximum happiness you will get if you follow these things. Otherwise, most of the miseries are, the degree of misery is created by our own mind. By our own mind. I'll read some pastimes. 1. Harishav. Mr. Trivedi told him about a recent negative incident he had experienced with one Swami in Gaudiya Math in Madras. The Swami had publicly condemned ISKCON and Srila Prabhupada's preaching activities. The Swami had read aloud to the public on Janmashtami day an adverse newspaper article concerning devotees in Japan. He declared that ISKCON was not a bona fide sampradaya and should be avoided. That was Gaudiya chief in those days in Chennai, Madras. Srila Prabhupada strongly defended ISKCON's worldwide efforts to spread Krishna consciousness. He advised Mr. Trivedi how to deal with such criticism. Dosham ichanti pamaraha, mashika brahmara ichanti. Mashika, these ordinary flies, they find out where is the sore. And the brahmara, the bee, he finds out where is the honey. Similarly, dosham ichanti pamaraha. And the Bhaktivedanta Swami is doing all preaching. He is doing preaching all over the world. That has not come to his eyes. He has come to the Japanese incident. Mr. Trivedi said that he had told the man that in such a big organization there might be some incidents. But Prabhupada said, no. Why did you not say you are such a pamara, low-minded or sinful, that this thing has come to your notice and not the other thing? Just try to understand what is the mentality of these rascals. The good things do not come to your notice. If something is bad, oh, here is. You see, pamara dosham ichanti gunam ichanti panditaha. Sajjana gunam ichanti dosham ichanti pamaraha. That means they are not even a Vaishnava. You see, Vaishnava means parama nirmatsaranam. Even if one has got some fault, Vaishnava does not see that. He takes the good qualities. But they are not even Vaishnava. Mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being preached all over the world and does not come to their attention. Some Japanese newspaper has written something, it has come immediately. He is lowest of mankind. You can say that. Why this thing has come prominent to your eyes and not the other thing? Prabhupada Bhavabuddhi said. They said that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted Krishna consciousness in the Western countries, why didn't he go there himself? That's what they told us. Prabhupada answered. So he left the credit for me. All the devotees shouted, Jai Haribol Srila Prabhupada. He had a big smile on his face. I've always thought about that for years. Generally, if anybody were to say that in the material world, you would think that they have an ego. But you could see Srila Prabhupada was egoless. He said it in an ecstatic way as a servant of Lord Chaitanya. That's a very powerful thing. Another incident. Achyutananda. One time, Prabhupada and I visited Lalit Prasad, Bhakti Siddhanta's brother, who looked exactly like their father, Bhaktivedanta Thakur. In his house, I saw some of the handwritten books written by Bhaktivedanta Thakur. At that time, Prabhupada was living in Bhaktivedanta Thakur's birthplace in Birnagar. Prabhupada said, we will take care of you. We will develop this place. It will be an international center. Lalit Prasad said, yes, but I must be Guru. You must step down and I must be Acharya. Prabhupada said, okay, and we left. Prabhupada then looked at me and said, I didn't believe it, that even after giving up lust, desire for prestige lingers, even to the end. When I asked him what broke up the Gaudiya Math, Prabhupada said, they were always worried who was going to give initiation. They couldn't wait a few years until a guru manifested. He said, my godbrothers were fighting over material properties and money. Another Smarahari. One time at Bury Place, Prabhupada was lying very casually chanting. 2 or 3 other devotees and I were chanting along with him in his room when another disciple who had been a devotee for 2 years or so walked in. The devotee liked to boast. I am the first devotee in Europe. I have been a devotee for 2 years. I am a Brahmin. We thought he was such an advanced devotee because he was 2 years in the movement. That's just the beginning of the movement, no? So somebody who's 2 years will think, I am very advanced. He said to Prabhupada, every time I feel I am making advancement, I have a fall down. He said, this has happened many times. I do not know if I can find the strength to pick myself up again. I was looking at Prabhupada and he totally surprised me. He laid back on his cushion with his head facing the ceiling and he just rippled with laughter. I had never seen Prabhupada laugh. It was a whole body laugh. Before this, I had only seen a very grave Prabhupada, philosophical spiritual master. But now he was laughing like a young boy. And it seemed to go on for 2 or 3 minutes. Srila Prabhupada brought his head back down with a nice fatherly smile and said, just as an infant when learning to walk falls down so many times, he picks himself up and persists and learns to walk. He said, after some time, he can run, he can jump, and do so many wonderful athletic things. He said, but do not think you are a big advanced devotee when you are still an infant in spiritual life. Some extracts from letter of Prabhupada. Your appreciation for the service of your God brothers is very much laudable. This is actually a devotee's business, that everyone should appreciate the value of other devotee. Nobody should criticize anyone, because everyone is engaged in service of the Lord according to one's capacity. And the thing is, Krishna wants to see how much one is sincere in rendering him service. Materially, we may think that his service is greater than his. That is our material vision. Actually, on the spiritual platform, the service rendered by a calf to Krishna and service rendered by Radharani and her associates to Krishna, there is no difference. Krishna is so kind and liberal that everyone's service, when it is sincerely offered to Krishna, he accepts. Now, all my disciples must work combinedly and with cooperation to spread the Sankirtan movement. If you cannot work together, then my work is stopped. Our society is like one big family, and our relationship should be based on love and trust. We must give up the fighting spirit and use our intelligence to push ahead. You should accept help from your God brothers. Please continue to work with determination and great faith in Krishna and Guru Maharaj and full cooperation of your God brothers and fellow members of the governing body. If you all keep to the standard practice of pure spiritual life as I have humbly instructed you, there is no doubt that this Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya will overtake all the earth and all the opposing parties will be cracked down to nothing. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions? Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.